Good morning. I am Trevor, Youth Leadership Team member from Lemhi County, Idaho. I am pleased to welcome you all to our General Assembly. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I am sure as you participate in National 4-H Congress, you will find that your dreams are achievable. In keeping with tradition, we will begin with the flag pledges to be led by Michaela Meisenhelder from South Dakota and Emily Robin from Louisiana. Thank you, Michaela and Emily. We now have a very special treat. The Harmonious Sounds of Pride, an a cappella 5-part harmony group, have been singing together as a group for 5 years. They are all former 4-Hers and 4-H performing art leaders. They are currently serving as 4-H volunteers in the Operation 4-H Pride, where they are teaching younger groups stage presence, poise, and vocalization. They have performed for Senator Jennifer Cerangelo at various colleges, and the national concert tour has included the National Society of Black Engineers and high schools and churches through the Southeast. Thank you, gentlemen. Our appreciation to the Hyatt Regency Hotel for sponsoring their performance. We are pleased to have a representative here from the United Soybean Board. The United Soybean Board is a producer-funded, producer-run organization that works to promote soybean and profitability of U.S. soybean farmers within 4 program areas: international marketing, domestic marketing, new uses, and production. Today, the United Soybean is sponsoring our 4-H Congress inspirational speaker. From the United Soybean Board's International Marketing Committee is Tennessee soybean grower Jimmy Barbour. Mr. Barbour. Hi, my name is Trevor Cower. I live in a very small rural ranching community in Idaho called the Lemhi Valley. We are located in eastern Idaho, where the nearest Walmart is about 120 miles away. My personal interests include playing volleyball and basketball. I like performing in drama and theater plays, and I like giving public speeches to different audiences. This year I'm a senior at Lodore High School, and there are 50 kids K through 12, and they're all in one building, and there's about 27 kids 9 through 12, and there's 10 kids in my class alone, and that's pretty big for a class my size. We're the biggest class for the next decade or so. I told you I lived in a small town, didn't I? I am the student body president of my school and am responsible for all student relations in the high school. After graduating high school, I plan on attending University of Idaho and double majoring in agricultural economics and business economics, and then teaching in those 2 areas. After receiving my bachelor's in those degrees, I will then continue with business education and earn a master's in home and economics. I'm the youngest of 5 kids, which were all in 4-H, and all my older siblings went to Congress. I see Congress as a reward for all my 4-H years and all the hard work that I've put into 4-H. I have been in 4-H for about 12 years and plan on volunteering and or working in 4-H for the rest of my life. And I want to give back to the organization that has given me so much. My major projects in 4-H include leadership and entrepreneurship, but I've also taken projects like sheep, dairy, rocketry, cooking, and even sewing. You name it, and I've probably tried to turn it into a 4-H project. I even once seriously debated buying a chinchilla and doing a small animal project and then showing it with rabbits. I started out in 4-H in a local club my mom started, and then grew into high school and moved to Builders Club, an all-teen 4-H club in my county. We focus on giving back to the community and completing a service project every single month for various businesses and community organizations. I'm also very active in another group called Lemhi County TAC Team, and it stands for Teen Action in the Community. We promote alternative activities besides alcohol and drugs for teens and young adults in our community and state. We provide 3 main events each year: the Grand Slam in June, Rocketry Day Camp in July, and Family Fun Night in August. Family Fun Night is the biggest of all of our events, in which we focus on the alcohol and drug-free night of Lemhi County. Also, the event, Idaho 4-H, will celebrate its 100th birthday party, because Lemhi County is where 4-H in Idaho all started as a singular horse club. I also plan and organize the local 4-H clothing style review. It's a fashion show to show off the sewing projects of 4-H members, and it includes planning the decorations and judging, as well as making on-the-spot decisions for the best of the group. I've participated in the style review and modeled my clothing in front of large crowds multiple times, and I've won first place modeling awards many times at the county and state level. It has taught me a lot about stage presence and bringing about a poise and personality to myself in front of large crowds. I'm asked in my county and state to present workshops and presentations about Family Fun Night and how 4-H has helped me all throughout the year. This year I will present to the ICF Grant Foundation about getting money for a program in our community for at-risk youth and endangered kids. We call it Fabulous 4-H Fridays, and in my area, youth don't attend school on Fridays, leaving them to participate in endangering activities. Our program gives youth an alternative activity besides getting into trouble. I've always enjoyed serving the community through 4-H and other organizations, whether it's through facilitating pumpkin bowling at the local Halloween business fundraiser or being an Idaho State 4-H Teen Association officer. This past year, I served as the entertainment director for the Idaho 4-H Teen Association. I learned so much, including planning, organizing, and emceeing the talent show at 4-H Teen Conference, which is a state 4-H event. I also had the responsibility of singing songs and entertaining an entire delegation of 4-H members without any previous planning or any previous thought. This year I will serve as the Vice President for the Idaho 4-H Teen Association, and I will be responsible for the election process of the new officers for the next year. I would love the opportunity to give back to 4-H nationally because, as I said before, I want to give back to the organization that has helped me in such a big way. When I read that I was to explain what becoming a catalyst for change meant to me, I was pretty confused. I'd heard catalyst as a vocabulary word in science class as a substance that speeds up or quickens a reaction, but I don't think that's what the theme meant. So I kind of thought of it in a different way, and I thought of maybe it's someone who speeds up or quickens a change, and that sounded a little more like a better definition, but I kind of thought a little bit more into it. And I came up with a person who individually or joins into a group to bring about change in their community, state, or even nation for a beneficial change. I have changed the way people in my community view 4-H. I've done it through my 4-H groups though, not individually. To me, bringing about a change for a large group of people or for a small organization takes more than one person. It takes a group of people with a drive to better the situation. As an individual, being a catalyst of change means being a good student body president and leading the school into new ways of seeing student government. It means that I personally want to make the school a better place because that's in my interest. As a 4-H member, a catalyst of change means joining in as a group to better a situation. The 4-H motto is to make the best better. Doesn't that kind of already suggest a change to occur? Some people are afraid of change to occur, and comfortable with their surroundings and pleased with the way things are now. I used to be one of those people, but as I get older and more into leadership roles and more involved in 4-H, I've noticed and come to the realization that change isn't always a bad thing. It just has to be taken with an open mind. Becoming a catalyst of change is such a strong thought that it can be taken many ways. It can be taken as if someone is trying to change the way things are done as if to better a program or organization, but it can also be taken as a way of someone trying to change things for their personal needs. In some situations, this can be true, but in most, I'd like to think that a change will help the entire group for the better. For example, this year specifically, our event, Family Fun Night, is the birthday party of Idaho 4-H. We'd like to think of it kind of like a big deal. So we sat down as a group and brainstormed ideas that will make this year's Family Fun Night even better. After we were done brainstorming, we had so many more ideas than one person could ever come up with. I called the giant inflatable company, someone else called the sheriff, someone got the golf cart for the simulated drunk driving course, and we all completed small changes to make our event bigger and better. The point I'm trying to make is that a change doesn't always have to be big and dramatic. It can be smaller and more efficient changes as well. Changes don't happen immediately either. They sometimes can take years to happen, and sometimes they take place almost instantly. As long as the entire group decided that bringing in a fire truck and spraying small children with water was a good idea, then I guess we'll find out. And if it turns out that some of the changes weren't beneficial, then all we can do is just, change them back. In my county, they say nothing is set in concrete except for the pig pens. Well, if we need to change things back, we can. We became catalysts of change this past year in our community. Becoming a catalyst for change is a valuable life lesson for anyone to learn. And 4-H has given that to myself and many other kids in my community. And I would be honored to be selected as a youth leadership team member for the National 4-H Congress.